Yeah, having said that, we have a good album here. Jacob, if you want to take us away on this one.
We got Landmarks with their new album, The Darkest Place I've Ever Been.
There is nowhere left to hide, 'cause it's eating me alive.
This is a huge step up from Lost in the Waves, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. In a lot of ways, yeah.
I think we started to see that with the deluxe edition, and they've just like the nail in the coffin, man. We got it. It's not the nail in the coffin. It's the opposite of that.
The cherry on top.
The cherry on top. That's the word.
Fair.
The saying.
Although I would consider an album as good as this more than just a cherry on top, but that's
3 cherries.
But yeah, no, this is a great album. I remember, like, I've been very hit or miss with Landmarks in the past because there are moments where they get like super deep in the low growls that just completely take me out of the song experience. On a lot of songs from that last album, I can't recall them off the top of my head right now, but I remember like the only songs that really stuck with me from Lost in the Waves were Paralyzed and then Death off of the deluxe. Paralyzed obviously being a very soft song with like an explosive build at the end, and then Death kind of being the exception to the rule for me and being a heavier song from them that just worked for me really well. But other than that,
song live,
I didn't really resonate with much of that album, and I know that you guys liked a lot of other songs like Self-Made Black Hole. There's definitely other songs as well, but this entire album cycle from Creature to Sulfur to Blood Red, I was on board for all of it. And then some of the best songs on this album were saved for the album release. I think The Darkest Place I've Ever Been as an opener is sick as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the song that I've gone back to the most.
What do you think about the Hey Yo Check Landmarks 2025?
Fire.
I think it's cool. Yeah.
I think it works. But if they did anything like it again in the album, I would be like, no, this is cheesy.
Yep.
And they didn't do it, which is
They know their limits.
Yep.
They know how to tread the line between being hype and being cringe.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think it fits not only with the rapping, but also like in introducing the album and being like, oh, like things have been so fucking rough. And then being like, hey guys, are you ready to hear about it? Like, I feel like the SpongeBob intro. I'm like, aye, Captain, you know.
They name drop the darkest place I've ever been in like 3 different lines in that opening song. It's like after that, hey, check. It's the darkest place I've been before you get into this sick ass riff. And then you get another, I think it's like a slower delivery on it's the darkest place I've been before another like sick breakdown. It's not like you're using the name of the album and the name of the song is just like the callback line in the chorus. It feels like a true opener. Like I would go as far as say maybe one of the best opening songs to an album I've heard all year.
I'd agree. Easily.
I can't think of the album after this. I might have to say something about that. But as far as like an album opener goes, it really has that opener energy to set the tone and set the stage for what the rest of the album is going to do. And not only does it set the stage, it follows through, which was a big problem for me on the last album where a lot of the songs I just did not resonate with.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Critique I want to give is I think we got too many singles.
Yes. I'm glad I didn't listen to them, but yeah.
It's my own fault. But yeah, like I don't think we needed that many. And it also bugged me that they were all near the beginning. Like we have like what 5 songs after the intro.
It's the 5 singles that were all in a row.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's too much. It's too much, especially back to back to back.
I know, man.
Back to back.
I think, yeah, having them, I got to see, getting to see them live. It's like, okay, I got to listen to these because they're gonna play them, right? So,
Right.
Yeah, I still think Blood Red is the best song on this album. It's just the chorus, the breakdown, everything about that song. And Creature used to be my favorite, and it's kind of fallen off for me. I think it's just, I think it's still a good song. It is definitely not as good as it was for me. And A Line in the Dust is a song that has grown on me a lot. So kind of all over the place here.
Speaking of that kind of electronic flourish at the end of A Line in the Dust is one of my favorite moments on this album. It almost reminds me of Floya a little bit.
I can see it.
I wasn't expecting it, but it was really good. And I think that this, especially comparative to Lost in the Waves, that album felt a little kind of not all over the place, but it differed a lot sonically, track to track. And I liked a lot of what they were doing on it, so it never really bothered me. But from an album cohesion perspective, didn't quite hit that mark.
This album's cohesive.
Cohesive. Oh yeah, it takes all the best parts.
Surprisingly cohesive, even.
Yeah. No, I didn't know what to expect because I stopped listening to singles, and I found that this was way more cohesive than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I couldn't do it. There are only a few bands I'll do that for now. I've learned my lesson. But more than anything else, the highlight for me really is the French rapping. It goes hard. Yeah. I got no clue what he's saying, but it's so punchy and emotive. Creature, Blood Red, obviously Somber 16. His rapping, like more so than his singing or his screams, are like my favorite vocal delivery of his, just in general. It's so good. He makes you want to listen to French rap. Do you know how hard that is? I think I want to listen to some French guy rap in my ear? No.
Honestly, I noticed like a lot of Linkin Park influences.
Yes.
I think it's like very evident in like The Great Unknown.
Yeah.
And the Valse attempts, the Waltz of Time is the translation. He says that in English too, which I think is a little bit cool as well. That's probably my second favorite song.
Good take. It's interesting. I didn't catch that was a translation, but for it to be a waltz is very like fitting because I feel like it ebbs and flows. It's almost like a dance or a waltz. The piano at the end of that song, dude, that was some Goosebumps type shit. I got goosebumps when that started playing. I'm like, damn, okay. Like Landmark said, put some respect on our name with this album.
Yeah,
this is good.
Yeah, this is a contender for most improved of the year, I think.
Absolutely. I also want to give really quickly a shout out to the delivery in Requiem on like the first time he says Requiem. It's like the most.
The guttural Jake doesn't like it. We know.
Yeah. Dude, it's even just like it was the most like ominous, booming, almost larger than life like God I've ever heard. Like it just sounded so massive. It's like he did it in like a really big room. Like I felt it. I was like, holy shit. Like I audibly had a reaction to that. It was crazy. I wasn't expecting it at all. It was so.
I think, Requiem is the self-made black hole of this album.
Yes, very much so. Glad they put it on here and not the deluxe. Didn't put it behind the deluxe paywall.
I want to take a moment while we're on the topic of vocal deliveries. In Deep Inferno, the thought I was doing better, instead I've gone lower. That vocal delivery, I love that. And just that entire verse in general. I'd say the darkest place I've ever been and Deep Inferno are the two that I've gone back to the most of the non-singles. I still think Sulfur is my favorite. I love the chorus and I love the breakdown in that song. Super groovy, super melodic. But yeah, think now that we're kind of near the end of this discussion, the only the weakest point on this album for me is "Funeral" as the closer. It did nothing for me.
I don't think it did nothing for me. I almost think the Waltz of Time would be a really good closer. I really think it would be super cool as a closer. Just drop Funeral altogether, put La Valse de Temps as the last song.
I will say that I think that if that is the case, then Requiem doesn't serve as much of a purpose, because like it's a Requiem for my funeral, like that kind of back-to-back track listing. I will say, in liking Funeral as a closer, I think that it tries a little bit too hard to be a closer. Like, it doesn't do a great job of selling itself, and it feels like it's like you're meant to be like, oh, this is the closer, like this is the follow-up to Requiem, but it doesn't. It felt a little unnatural to me. So I'm like, oh, I enjoyed it. It's a great closer, but I feel like it's over, and I'm like, oh, that's it? Like, it just kind of, it didn't do a great job of selling itself. But what I did enjoy is the fact that I think, in knowing no music theory, I don't play an instrument, I got fuck all for musical talent, but I think that it's the same note on piano as it is the first note played in guitar on The Darkest Place I've Ever Been. So even though they're not the same instrument, it kind of loops back into itself. I started to check for that when I get to closers, and like I'll re-listen to, or I'll see if it transitions into the intro, because when it does, obviously that's cool. But I thought that was really neat. Or it could just be similar and not the same note at all, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Goes into the next album.
Yeah, literally. Not every band can be Sleep Token. It is what it is. But yeah, phenomenal follow-up, incredible improvement.
What do we
Not a
think
bad
about?
album before, but
We've talked about singles. There's one song we haven't talked about, I think, is Deep Inferno.
Yeah, I briefly mentioned thought I was doing better, instead I've gone lower. That vocal delivery I really love, but instrumentally it's a great song too.
Yeah, I don't really see any low points on here. Okay.
I am a notorious hater of like acoustic piano. Nothing.
You know what? True. I'll give it to you.
I have very consistently disliked closers in that style.
I felt that there were a couple different low points on the last album, and that really weren't present here.
They've definitely like found a way for the French rapping to work, and they've really solidified how they do it and song structure, and yeah,
they found their sound very confidently on here. I don't even know if they were confident in it with that last album.
1 million they're at.
Wow. Really impressive. I think they deserve it, especially with this album. Yeah, the amount of these songs that are in their top 10 right now is crazy.
I have just remembered one more gripe that I have with this.
Sure, Jay.
And it's really stupid, all right?
Okay.
So, this is Landmark's 4th album, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They wasted this album art on album 4 when it should have been the album art for album 5. You do the V, which is a Roman numeral for 5.
Hold on, you're cooking. Nah. Hold on, Jake. All right, I'm on your hater train now too.
They wasted this album art on album 4. If this like, I mean, unless you want to count
for the V in their band name.
Yes, that's the point. 5. But you can double meaning it on the V is 5. It would be so much cooler.
Maximum value. But I guess they can just do it again.
Fuck it, do it again. Do it again. Fuck it.
I also, in talking about the album art really quickly, I love how like the people are integrated as like the foam on the waves.
Yes,
it's so cool. This is like an early contender for album art of the year, in my opinion. Whichever artist did this did a fucking phenomenal job. I thought this was great.